Afrocentrism is a cultural and intellectual movement that emerged primarily in the United States during the mid-20th century. It places a strong emphasis on the history, culture, and contributions of people of African descent, particularly in Africa and the African diaspora. Afrocentrism seeks to recenter the narrative of world history and culture to highlight the achievements and significance of African and African-derived civilizations. The roots of Afrocentrism can be traced back to the works of African American scholars and activists in the 19th and early 20th centuries, such as Webb Du Bois and Marcus Garvey, who advocated for the pride and empowerment of African descendant peoples. The modern Afrocentric movement gained momentum during the civil rights and Black Power movements of the 1960s and 1970s. Influential figures like Malcolm X and Stokely Carmichael promoted the idea of African identity and culture as sources of strength and pride for African Americans. In the 1980s and 1990s, Afrocentrism found its way into academia. Scholars like Molefi Kete Asante and Dr. Yosef Ben Jochanan developed theories and curricula that aim to infuse African and African American perspectives into education and historical discourse. Afrocentrism has also faced criticism, with some scholars and critics arguing that it can sometimes oversimplify history and make exaggerated claims about the influence of African civilizations on world history. The movement has also been criticized for its sometimes exclusionary or essentialist views. Afrocentrism has had an impact beyond the United States, with similar movements emerging in the Caribbean, Africa, and other parts of the African diaspora. The current state of Afrocentrism is diverse and multifaceted. It has evolved and adapted over time, incorporating various strands and approaches. Some key points about its current state include academic and cultural influence. Afrocentric ideas have influenced academic fields such as African and African American studies, as well as cultural expressions like art, music, and literature. Diversity of perspectives. There is no single monolithic Afrocentric ideology, and it encompasses a range of perspectives. Some focus on historical and archaeological research, while others emphasize cultural and artistic expressions. Continued debate. Afrocentrism remains the subject of ongoing debate and discussion. Some scholars and activists continue to champion its principles, while others remain critical of certain aspects, such as historical claims that have been challenged by mainstream scholarship. Impact on education. Afrocentrism has left a lasting impact on the development of curricula in African American and African studies programs, as well as in primary and secondary education in some regions. In summary, Afrocentrism is a multifaceted movement that has evolved over time, with its roots in the struggle for African American empowerment and a focus on reclaiming and celebrating African and African-derived heritage. Its current state reflects a diverse set of perspectives and continues to play a role in academic, cultural, and social discussions about identity, history, and heritage.